Donald Trump wasn't the only major politician facing felony charges in a Manhattan courtroom today. A mere stone's throw from the former president's hush money trial, Democratic Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey was in court this morning for a more traditional crime, good old-fashioned bribery. It seems cartoonish to imagine this kind of corruption happening with a handshake, a wink, and a big bag with a dollar sign on it, but the allegations come pretty close. Menendez is accused of taking part in an international bribery scheme in exchange for gifts, including a Mercedes-Benz, 11 gold bars, and nearly $500,000 in cash, some of which was found in his jacket pockets. Menendez allegedly used his influence to help the Egyptian and Qatari governments get aid, weapons, and business deals over a 5-year span. The senator pleaded not guilty and maintained his innocence. According to court documents, he's preparing to blame his wife, Nadine, who was also charged but will be tried separately. Prosecutors say she served as the go-between. This isn't the first time Menendez has been charged with corruption. A separate case against him ended with a deadlocked jury in 2017. Well, joining us now is trial attorney and legal analyst Misty Marris. Also joining us is political reporter for the Star-Ledger and NJ.com, Brent Johnson. Great to have you both with us. Misty, I don't know if you saw this coming, but Menendez's lawyers are now saying that if he testifies, he'll say he was duped by his wife. He argues that this is all her. I had no idea.
You know, Elizabeth, when I read the filing, my jaw was basically on the floor. I thought to myself, there's got to be some desperation here because this is absolutely unbelievable. Can you imagine the argument that the politician, he's the one who is in the position to actually grant these favors in exchange for luxury items and money.
In Egypt or
no,
Qatar.
what is she going to do? And that he's sitting at home and there's a pile of gold bars and there's money and there's payments, there's a Mercedes. And he has no idea. He's at dinners. Oh, I thought we were just having a fun night. It's just not believable.
Brent, keep in mind, prosecutors have text messages between Nadine and Bob Menendez, calling each other mi amor and the love of my life. He didn't wonder where all the gold bars, the cash, and the Mercedes-Benz came from?
This is the kind of case that is just, overwhelmed New Jersey politics in the sense that there are all these questions that go on about it. It has taken up a lot of the oxygen in a state that is already known for shady politics and things like that. This has blown a lot of people away, especially Democrats who once supported him who now don't anymore. That it's just amazing. It's almost like something cliched, the allegations out of something you might see on The Sopranos or something like that, to that level of New Jersey cliche.
Yeah. Misty, could she then go on trial and blame it all on him? I mean, could we potentially see both of them saying,
sure,
it was her, it was him?
I would have been less surprised if that was her defense because, again, she's not the person in the position to grant any favors. She's not the person who's a politician. She's allegedly the go-between. So certainly she could say, I didn't really understand the impact on the government. She would have a better case from objectively
I didn't know.
Of saying, yeah, I didn't really know what that meant, the ultimate result of my husband having these meetings and all of that from a government perspective. So she might have a better chance at that. And I expect that if he really does move forward with this defense, we would certainly see that on her end.
Yeah. Okay, Brent, the senator is on trial with 2 other New Jersey businessmen who are also charged with bribery. What is their role in all of this?
They have faced charges because they said that they have been the facilitators behind all of this and that they are friends with Menendez and that they were behind setting up these favors. These are kind of the things that are going to be brought out in trial about how much there's connected here. But as I said, there are lots of questions and lots of unanswered questions, but very few people in New Jersey politics have rushed to his defense of this.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Senator Menendez has called this whole thing a persecution. He says that they're criminalizing normal Senate duties. I can't imagine that explanation or defense is flying very far over there.
Well, no. What's different about this time, because obviously this is the second time he's facing a career.
Right.
Actually. So the last time, most of the big Democrats in the state stood by him, and he won re-election, obviously, in New Jersey. But what's different this time is Governor Murphy, U.S. Senator Cory Booker. Everybody has said it's time for him to resign. Now, he hasn't. He said, I will clear my name, and he's even left open the possibility of running as an independent again in November. But, who knows what that's going to look like. Right now, he does not have many friends in the state, at least on a public level.
I can't imagine. Yeah. All right. Misty, Menendez's lawyers want to bring as a witness a psychiatrist who will come on and say the reason that you saw $500,000 of cash stuffed into the pockets of his jackets hanging in the closet was because of his traumatic upbringing as a Cuban immigrant. His parents were refugees from Cuba after Castro took over. And they said, that it's a childhood trauma that has led him to basically hoard money. Do you think that, first of all, the prosecution doesn't want her to take the stand? Is that even a coherent defense?
It's something that they have to deal with, and as far as the defense of why he has more money in cash in his home than many people make in a year or 2 years, right? That's a significant amount of money. And so it's providing some sort of explanation through expert testimony. Whether or not it lands, who knows?
But aren't prosecutors saying they have like numbered dollar bills? This isn't just $500 cash. They know that this cash came from the two businessmen accused of bribing him.
Right, and that's going to be linking in. And remember, part of his defense is going to be these were loans. There's always intent to pay them back. So, of course, the prosecutors have the money marked as far as being a part of these bribes. The defense is going to try and get around that, and they're going to explain why it's there by some other plausible explanation. It's all trying to raise reasonable doubt.
Yeah, and they're also going to be delving into the couple's luxurious lifestyle, their trips.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, very, very, very nice. Brent, this trial has had major implications for the state of New Jersey. Is he seen as guilty in the court of public opinion?
His polling numbers are the lowest they've ever been. Some have him in single digits. His chances of re-election, at least right now, are nil. He's not running for the Democratic in the Democratic primary for the nomination for his seat. Again, he's hinted that he might run as an independent, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of road ahead for him to win re-election. Most polls show that people don't seem to believe him, when last time many more people gave him reasonable doubt.
Yeah, I think 2 times being charged with this kind of crime, it's such a, if true, a real terrible breach of public trust on his part. How much does he face in time?
122 years.
Wow.
If convicted in total.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
all right.
significant.
Misty Marris, Brent Johnson, thank you both so much for being with us. All right, coming up.